welcome to my channel. So guys, I want to welcome you to my channel and thank you for choosing me. The lighting is going to be horrible because I don't have special lighting. I don't have a vanity. I just have me, my iPhone that I'm recording off of, an editing app, and my realistic story because a lot of people lie on their story times, but I'm going to give it to you guys blood raw. So I thank you for choosing to listen and put up with my horrible lighting, especially on YouTube. So let's get started. It's going to be a lot of bloopers, but yeah. So, as you know, I'm a dancer, stripper, entertainer, whatever you guys really want to call it. That's what I do. I shake my ass after hours, sometimes during the daytime too, depending. And I collect money for it. I don't know how that came off. I don't care. But yeah, this story is basically about how I started and what made me start. It's emotional for me. I have a lot of girls always ask me, hey, how did you get started dancing? I want to dance. And honestly, I'm never really the one to be like, okay, I'm going to take you here. We're going to do this. Because to me, truthfully, I feel like unless you are a whore or you're addicted to the fast life or I don't know, unless your back is up against the wall completely and you feel like this is really the only way other than sex, then yeah, I kind of understand. But I can never understand somebody just wanting to do it for the money when there's other options. Like, unless you really like are down to your last meal, your child needs, or you get what I'm saying? Like, but to each his own. Some people really just want it because it's fast money. They don't have to sell drugs, yada yada yada. Um, Here's why I started. My mother and I were kind of on the rocks relationship wise. You know, women living in the house together, they don't see eye to eye in general. Like, listen, ladies, if you're grown, get the hell up out of your parents' house, okay? Like, it's not gonna work. It's not. Grown people, unless they're together, are meant to live together. It's realistic. But, what really pushed my mom over edge is my child's father was absent for a long time. A long time. And when I say absent, I mean like no phone calls, no helping financially, not watching him, like nothing. Like after I had my baby, I had to go back to work 2 weeks after having my child to kind of like support my baby. I picked up doing makeup and it took off really good, but makeup was almost like seasonal. Then I started nursing school. I had payments for that. I had a shop. I had payments for that. I had started my baby's life insurance with mine, and then I had started him a college fund that I was paying on, and everything just started to kind of fall on me. It was like seasonal almost, like, you know, everything has a season. It has its high points, and I'm like, damn, like I'm making like $400 a day, and sometimes I'm making five, and there's days where I have like 17 girls, like just one person, and it's like really good, and then it just hit a fucking drought. So, but at the same time, I was trying to manage school, a baby, my shop, a business. I mean, my shop was doing good at one point. I had clothing, hair, wigs, everything, and I had people in there. And then the people started to vanish, so I started had to take on their slack. But you know, I realized you lose money to make money in business, so it wasn't really like a big issue. So that's okay. Here's where the real error, the issue came in. I started struggling, like struggling, and I get where my mother was coming from. She's like, listen, I helped you with this child, but I didn't help you make this child. So I got to take you some responsibility. At the time, I didn't look at it like that. I'm like, oh, you're being wicked. You're being an evil twat. Like, fuck you. I'm just being real. At the time, that's how I felt. She was like, and I was breastfeeding too. I would have to leave from work, leave from school, pump, freeze my milk, leave on breaks, bring it home, breastfeed him, go back. I was late all the damn time. It was really hard, but I was managing. My mom got mad one day because I didn't want to put my baby's father on child support. Here's my reasoning behind that, because I know you guys are probably like, well, what the fuck? If the baby's going on one and you haven't received money, da 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 da. It's a long story, and I guess I'll say that for another story time. And I probably won't even tell that story because it's really private. But in fairness, I was just simply saying that as a woman, and this is just my opinion, I don't knock the mothers who do have their babies' fathers on child support because, truthfully, at the end of the day, you shouldn't have to take care of that child alone. Vice versa for the dads, because there's deadbeat moms. You get what I'm saying? Like, and at the end of the day, I'm not taking up for anybody. This was just my personal outlook on it. I personally felt like if I have to beg the government or man or whoever to make you do for your offspring, it's not worth it. Like something. I'm very spiritual, so I felt like whatever I release to the universe, if I and I believe in manifestation, so I would write down on a card, hang it on my wall, recite it every day, what I want into the universe. Like I would plant my seed into the universe and wait for it to come back, knowing that it would. I don't time it. I just know, and I don't doubt it because that cancels out your faith. So I would just know that eventually something would pick up for me. I don't know exactly what, but I stood fast in my faith. Whatever it was, it's gonna happen. Like, but I'm just not gonna stop trying. I'm not just gonna sit and think something's gonna happen. So I personally told my mom, I said I'm not doing it because I'm not gonna beg for $1, $2, nothing. We got into it pretty bad. She kicked my ass out, and I didn't have anywhere to go. So me and my mom, we were like at like, oh my god, I was telling her that I was so that she didn't call child protective services on me. I was telling her that I'm like, oh, I'm at my friend's house, or I'm at my godmom's house, when really and truly I was sleeping on my shop floor with my baby. I would have him in his little rocker thing, and sometime he was smaller then, so I would have him in my, like, the little chairs that I have in my shop. I'll probably upload them so you can see what I'm talking about. And yeah, we were sleeping in my shop. And I called my ex and I asked him, because I was breastfeeding still, and I called my ex. I was like, hey, can you give me some money for some Pampers and some milk? At that time, I was going to have to really switch him to Similac for, not for good, but it's the closest thing to breast milk, so I'll be able to transition back and forth. And the nigga told me, I want to see you. To me, that mean I want to have sex with you. Because if I'm telling you I'm in a dire emergency, like, oh my God, like I need this, like I'm freaking out, I can't even give my baby my breast milk because I'm not eating right, I can't pass that on to my child, and you tell me you want to see me instead of just helping. I did a face that day, and I had a friend at the time. She was like, listen, if you think that I can't help you, but I'm not going to put myself in a hole knowing you got another option. She said, bitch, sis, what you got to lose? You might as well. I was like, what the fuck? Hold on. Like, girl, shake what ass? In front of who? For what dollar? Nuh-uh. But then I thought about it. Listen, at this point, Jakara, you don't even have enough money to... If you wanted to, I couldn't even pay my shop rent that month. Like, I barely had enough for that. So I was like, okay, what do I really have to lose? Like, because if I would have bought the milk or the Pampers at the time with the little bit that I had, I wouldn't have had nothing to eat the next day, get gas, like, and then, you never know when your next customer's coming in. So it was just like, I was really like on the fence. The last little bit of money that I had after I did a face that day, I went and got some dance shoes. But I did ask my mom, even regardless, like, and we started to kind of make up. But I asked her, I was like, hey, how would you feel about me dancing? Like, I never tried to hide it from her. Even though me personally, I'll be so honest with you, that's why you have to be careful what you do in life and what you say about people, because you never know when life will hit you with something that'll humble you and give you a level of understanding of what you once judged or who you once judged. Like, I hated strippers, okay? Like, it was fun to throw money on them and watch them do the leg scoop and pick that shit up or huddle when they think you got some ones. And now I'm a dancer. So I'm just throwing that out there in general, not with just a dancing statement. Like, in general, be careful with what you judge or who you judge, because it could be you. 9 times out of 10, life will make it you, even if it's in a different sense, to give you that level of understanding again. So back to the story. My mom at first was taken back by it, but she was like, listen, it's a hustle. I was like, oh, okay, bitch. Okay. Okay. She said it's a hustle. As long as you keep your morals within it and you don't lose sight of why you're doing it, I don't have nothing bad to say about it. My friend was supposed to go with me on my first night. I ended up dancing with a childhood friend my first night. So I went and got me an outfit, a little cheap outfit too. A little cheap outfit, the little cheap little shoes that you start out in. I'm going to show you guys those. And then we rode all around. Like I didn't want nobody to know I was dancing. So I went all the way up to like Lake Worth, West Palm area. So from there, we went to like, I want to dance at white clubs. I didn't want to run into nobody because this was supposed to be just to help me get on my feet and I was going to get out. So we rode over all around. I was running out of gas. I was like, literally, we went to the white club. The guy hired me. Didn't want to hire my friend because she was bigger. But mind you, she's like a beautiful girl. She was just thicker. Like I'm not exaggerating. You know, some people think their friends are cute. No, my friend was really pretty. Okay, like fuck. But yeah, it was just too much confusion, and I'm like, shit, I'm gonna have to have my mom probably Western Union me something. Like I'm not gonna be able to get back down there because I don't have no goddamn money. Like I don't have no money. So, and mind you, I didn't know how this shit worked anyway. Like, I thought I could just go, I'll get to that. But, this one white man was like, listen, like, I will hire you guys, but I don't want you guys to waste your money and then don't make no money. Let me tell you guys a spot where you can go. He sent us to some, like, hole-in-the-wall shit. So I was like, oh, my God. We pulled up. It was called Sugar D's. So I was like, bitch, I ain't going up in there. Bitch gonna shoot my wig off. It was already sliding off, girls, and I didn't even have enough to get the back glued down. So I was like, oh no, no, because I know these bitches fighting in there. It probably smell in there. I was still judging, and bitch needed it more than the girls that's already in there working. Like, but I was still judging. So I was like, fuck it. Like, we're here now. I got 12 miles to empty to get back to Fort Lauderdale. I ain't gonna make it no damn 30, 40 miles. I'm not. So let me go see. I went in there. The man was like, I guess he thought I was lost. Like, I didn't look sexy at all, guys. I had on a cardigan, a black dress, like a little black little, like, country ass girl dress, like, for real. And he was like, yeah, like, what do you need? I'm like, I want to work, bitch. Like, what's up? Like, what can I do? I can't make it home. I couldn't afford all your tip out. But whatever I make, you can get back. Like, I guess the man saw the desperation. And, yeah. So I'm getting dressed. I'm putting on my outfit in the back, me and my best friend. And I'm like, bro, what are we doing? Like, I'm looking in the mirror. I'm looking at all the girls walk around. And I'm still not used to having coochies all around me like this. So the girl, I mean, they up there. They wiping it all in the mirror. Like, they doing the check and stuff. And I'm like, bitch. Could I get 0.3 miles of your coochie away from me? Like, it was intense for me. I'm like, honey, I don't know, bitch, because these girls are too comfortable walking around with the titties flapping out. I don't have much titties, okay? So I'm not used to seeing the nipples fly east, west, and, you know, like, it was just intense for me. So I started crying like a little bitch. Just a little bit. Then one of the girls pulled me to the side, and she was like, listen, if these girls see you crying, they're going to take advantage of you. They're going to see you as weak. And I'm like, bitch, right now I am weak. Like, shit, the nigga's going to take advantage of me too. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know why I'm here. The girl looked at my phone and she saw my baby on there. She was like, this is why you here. I guarantee you. We had a long talk. Anyway, she toughened me up. She showed me the ropes. Like, she took me under her wing. She even taught me something called a tampon trick. And I guess it's what a lot of bitches use when they have vaginal discharge or their periods are on. It keeps the sin in. I know, I'm not trying to gross you guys out. It's just a lot of stuff, like stripper secrets. And I'm thinking about even starting a series, like showing you guys inside the club how I operate and the money that's made on a nightly basis and stuff. Like, yeah, I'm thinking about doing that too. But just to give you guys more insight to dancers than what you see at the surface and the bad stigma that comes with it. So, yeah, I went back out there. This was New Year's Eve that I started. And I went back out there. I was dancing a little bit. Nobody was paying me attention, my little ass. And because I was too nervous. And then I took me a couple sips, but I didn't want to get drunk. You get what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to be coherent. Like, I want to know what I'm doing. This is my first time. Next thing you know, I loosened up. The girl looked over at me. That's what made me do it. And she was like, "You're a child." From there, I was like all in niggas' faces. Like, before I knew it, before an hour had passed, I had to make like 300, 400 on the floor. Like, before I even got on the stage. It was a lot of girls. Well, not a lot of girls, but a good amount. Then it was my turn to get on stage. Let's just say when the night was over, I left with $17.89. My first night. Not $17.89. $1,789 on my first night. From there, I called up this guy named IB. I was like, IB, set up my one night only down there in Broward. I'm trying to bring the city out. And from there, I just like took off dancing. Like, it was just like I didn't care anymore. Once I saw that money, I didn't care anymore. I was like, yo, like, damn, in all honesty, I'm like, yo, I made this and I didn't even get naked. Honey, that was just luck, because right after that, like, I was having slow nights like a bitch. It's just, that's one thing about it. It's like the lottery. So you got to kind of learn pole tricks. You got to learn to entertain. You have to loosen up. You have to be comfortable with people. Like, stripping makes you better for the real world, in all honesty. Like, I'm able to talk to just about anybody now. You get what I'm saying? It's like marketing times 10. I'm just trying to bring out some pros. Now, here's the cons. Like, there's a stigma that comes with it. People feel like because you dance, you're a whore. Now, granted, this is why I tell people, like, you have to be strong to be in this business, because you got to remember, guys, you're not, to guys, you're nothing but a stripper hoe. Like, you may have that one guy who just has an epiphany over you, like, oh my God, like, she's worth more than this. Don't get away from that pole. Like, nigga, please. Like, because you want me on your pole, right? Like, but here's the thing. It's very catty. It's a drama-filled environment. Like, you have to put up with a lot. You can't be weak to be in the environment. You see a lot of drugs. You see a lot of prostitution. Like, it hurts me sometimes to see what the girls will do for $300 and dollars or so, when that's something that you can make like on a slow night, or depends on how you handle things. You get what I'm saying? Like, I personally feel like, in all honesty, you don't have to go home with your customers. You get what I'm saying? I've had guys come in the club, and it's just your personality. Like, I've had guys come in the club and they didn't spend a dime on me, but we sat and we had a conversation, and girls look at me like I'm retarded. Like, bitch, you better get your money. You better get your money. You don't have to chase the money. The money will start to chase you. The money will come to you. Like, you are what you attract. And I don't look at everybody like a dollar sign. You get what I'm saying? Like, I speak to people because I'm a people person. And I've had it to the point where a guy has came back 2 days after that at the office and blown like $2,600 on me by himself. And this was the guy I was just talking to. It's just how you carry yourself and how you handle things and how you handle people as a whole. Because at the end of the day, yeah, these niggas in this club, like, but it's their money. And at the end of the day, like, my baby daddy or my boyfriend or whoever, my fiance, okay, my boyfriend can come in a club, and if he dances somebody, he dances somebody. It's a strip club. Like, that's what people have to, like, realize. And if your customer dances somebody else, you cannot get mad, ladies. Like, it's not your money. Now, if he was throwing the money that came from your house, your rent money, get a little upset. Knock his ass out. But you're going to pay a fine, but knock his ass out. But yeah, I've never had real altercations. Like, this business does come between friends. I'm being honest with you. There are no friends in this, really. Like, I'm cool with my coworkers. I think majority of my coworkers are beautiful. I will compliment them. I let them feel beautiful. But as far as us really chilling outside of the club, like, that shit's a no-go. It always will turn into turmoil 9 times out of 10 because there's money involved. Not everybody realizes it, but when it comes to money, like, people become breadheads. Like, it gets really bad, really bad. Um, I mean, it gets really bad. So personally, I would just say steer away from that shit. Like, a common question I get is like, what's a good night for you and what's a slow night? And how do you save money? Do you spend money rationally? My first time I did my one night only, I made a good amount of money. And I'm not gonna lie, I had already saved a little bit of money before that. So I went and spent $1,007 on some Chanel shoes. I do have a shoe problem, but I definitely stopped. My priorities are far more together now because my baby's school is $700 a month. Like, I have a car note, I have insurance. But I would definitely say the most I've made in one night would have to be 5,200. I don't think I've made more than that, in all honesty. I mean, it hasn't been a year yet, so I'm not pressuring it. Uh, what do I do with my money? I save and I sit on my money. Unfortunately, before I started dancing, I was in a hell of a lot of debt. I had to pay off a lot of shit, like hospital bills, rent recovery. I'll save that story time with the roommates for another time. Thank God it wasn't an eviction. Um, I just had a lot of shit to pay back, like phone bills from when I was young. So I was playing catch up. So as soon as I was getting all this money, but I did end up saving a lot. I'm the type of girl that I don't see the point. I don't want a Chanel bag. I have an Aldo bag, and it's probably at least 1,000 in here right now. Like, like I could at least get me another Neverfull or something like that. Like, yeah. But I'd rather have a nice Aldo bag that looks pretty decent, you know? Well, this doesn't look decent anymore, but I'd rather I have actual money than look like, than look like it be that girl that has a Chanel bag with $2 and a voided check, or you get what I'm saying? Like, people priorities. I've had girls with damn Chanel bags get in my car, my Murano, before I got my BMW. And that's another thing I want to say. Like, you have to prioritize with this. Like, I drove my Murano until it kicked me out of it. You get what I'm saying? Like, just because you're stripping, the money comes so fast, it's so distracting, and you'll feel like, damn, I need to spend it, I need to spend it, I need to spend it. Like, that's not the case, because it's going to come a rainy ass day, and your umbrella not even going to be able to withstand it, if you get what I'm saying, because you weren't prepared. You're going to get flooded. And that's something that I try to prepare for. When my car broke down, I was like, you know what? Here's the 4,200. Let me go get me another car. You get what I'm saying? Like, I have the money. I sit on my money. I don't do shit with it but eat food unnecessarily. So let me go ahead and get me a new vehicle. I deserve it. I deserve that much. And yeah, I'm just going. That just goes to show you, like, you have to really prioritize, and it's hard sometimes because you're like, damn, this money's coming so fast. Let me go ahead and, you know, sometimes I beat myself up because I'm like, wow, like, you have degrees, you have stuff under your belt, you have real estate license, like stuff like that. And yes, I'm trying to take advantage of it now, but my concern is I want to buy properties, I want to do this, I want to do that. And when I stop, I don't want to be one of those girls who's like, oh, I'm done with dancing and then I go back. You get what I'm saying? Like, when I stop, I want to be so well off that I know I don't have to go back, and now I can invest in what I really want to invest in. Like, I just felt like, bitch, I already started, so why stop now? People are already judging you, which I don't care, because that means if you're judging me 9 times out of 10, you're not going to spend money on me, meaning I really don't give a fuck about what you have to say because you're not contributing to my life, my well-being, my son. So who gives a fuck? We're grown. But yeah, it's just, you have to take a lot into consideration when doing this. I would never tell somebody go dance. I won't. You would have to do that at your own risk, your own call. Like, that would have to be something that you just took up at yourself and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna do. Um, Sometimes it is a little bit discouraging because I'm smaller. I have a smaller frame. But some guys prefer the smaller frame. They're like, you know what, I want something more natural. And then some guys, everybody has a type. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's why you have to have a personality that's like bomb as fuck. That makes the guys be like, you know what, Shorty may not have all the hips, the ass, the titties, But she cool as fuck. I want her in my section. I want to vibe with her. And that just goes on in life as a whole. But, yeah, I mean, I hate it still, in all honesty. I just feel like I'm worth more than this. Um, Sometimes, like, I look at my godmom and I look at my friends and I'm like, wow, like, they're in their careers right now. And I feel like, damn, you did all this schooling, you did all this, but nobody even knows. You just shake your ass at night. Like, not knocking any of my coworkers or the girls that dance with me. I'm not knocking it. It's just sometimes I'm like, damn, like, don't let your talent go to waste. Like, I do poetry. I mean, it's a lot of stuff. And I just see so much, envision so much more for myself. And it's so easy to get caught up in this. That's why I tell a lot of girls, like, if you can, if you're making enough, don't use this just like as an escape route like that if you have it. I started because I really didn't have it at all. Like, I was trying to sell shoes and shit to, like, pick up the slack. And I couldn't pick up another job because that would have came, at least my dancing is flexible. So I couldn't pick up another job, going to school, working at my shop, and having a baby. Like, it wouldn't work. Um, Ladies, I know stuff gets hard sometimes, but you really need a fervent prayer life. I'm not telling you to be religious because I'm not religious, but at the end of the day, if you become one with the universe, you become one with yourself, you become one with God. That's just how things work. So I am going to show you guys some of the stripper 101s. This is dry spray. This is Dove dry spray. Use it here and spray it in the areas. I always bring my alcohol, not just on my laces, but to cool me off. Here's a pair of dancing shoes that I wear. They're like all over the place right now. Look how high these things are. I was so afraid my first day. I just knew I was going to bust my ass. Yeah, like these are like costumes, little netted costumes, and the whole nine, the baby wipes, just everything. Like, listen, ladies, don't leave your house without baby wipes in general. And when I'm walking around, I carry my little coin purse. Like, just put my wands in there. And you can see I had a flyer in there from Goldfingers. I was hot. Yeah, I mean, I think I pretty much covered everything that I would like to cover as far as this. I just want to do a story time because I feel like people lie so much about their story times. And I get asked all the time about dancing. So I hope this summed everything up. It probably didn't. This is my first video, so I know it's probably going to suck ass. So if you have other comments, I guess you could just ask them in the comment section. And that's it. If you have other comments. If you have other questions, the fuck? See, I'm fucking up. Like, I should have wrote this shit down like a script or something. Like, I don't know. Listen, bitch. If you got another question, ask me. And I'll try my best to answer them. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Subscribe because I'm going to be having a lot more videos about spirituality, about girl time, children, taking you guys inside the club, open discussions, hella funny story times. Because I think I'm like semi-funny. I ain't all that funny. Like, you may get like a couple LOLs out of me though. You feel me? Like, but thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to my channel and bye. I don't know. Like, I just never been the type to like put on. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, if I don't have it, bitch, I don't have it. Like, and I think that's what's wrong with a lot of people. Like, I was afraid to come down here just for people to see me, but I wasn't afraid to let them know, bitch, I'm stripping because I need it. You get what I'm saying? Like, so if you mad about it or if you don't like it, I mean, you already ain't supporting it. So I'm just push you on to the side because that ain't going to help me get this money. Like, I've just always been the type of person that I just I deal with shit as it comes. You get what I'm saying? And that's probably why I'm so humble with my spending now, or what I do or what I buy, or, you know, being a single mom made me start this charity. You get what I'm saying? Like, I have a charity for moms, by the way, and it's funded by my stripper money. How about that? Like, I don't get help from the government. I mean, I have people, they donate gently used items, but as far as like bikes, wipes, Pampers, milk, bottles, bottle warmers, and shit like that, I buy. You get what I'm saying? Like, so I plant my seed into the universe. I let it harvest, and that's probably why it comes back tenfold to me the way it does. But I've never been afraid to say I struggled, and I think that's what's wrong with a lot of people, and that's why people don't really want to come out, and they struggle 10 times more, because this social media stuff has put this platform that, or I don't even know what to call it, that people feel like I have to have this image, I have to look like this. No, I was never afraid to say, bitch, I'm broke. Bitch, I'm stressed. Bitch, I'm going through it. Like, and I think when you express these emotions, sometimes people are like, oh no, that's too personal. You're like, so I'm supposed to always fake like everything is perfect because I want to like? No, I'd rather you like me for letting you know that, listen, I'm probably going through the same thing you're going through, so you're not alone. But now people feel so damn alone, and they feel like, damn, I really got to fake it. You'll go broke trying to look richer. You get what I'm saying? Like, people try to put up this fat, like, I got it. So now you got to rob. You got to scam. You got to skin out your pussy. Like, your vagina. Sorry. But I'm just saying, you got to go through drastic measures for a couple of likes, for somebody to like you or temporarily like you, and they don't even like you sometimes. So why do it? Like, I'm just simply saying to people, like, when dancing, prioritize, okay? Like, know why you're dancing. You need a why with whatever you do in life in general, but know why you're dancing, why, bitch, this is a blooper. I'm gonna have to cut that part. Cut it. You need to cut it.
So, I forgot to include in the video. No, I'm not glorifying stripping, guys. Okay? Like, if you see me post a video of me dancing or me at the club on Instagram, understand the same way somebody does hair, nails, or something, and they promote that and they post it, that's what I'm doing, because I'm still a dancer at the end of the day. I'm going to promote that. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to build my clientele the same way a nail tech, a hairstylist, a makeup artist, which I do makeup too. My makeup is promoted. At the end of the day, these are the things I do. So if I'm judged off of them, I'm judged off of them, but I stand in my truth. Like, you're not going to walk in the club like on Pele's Club, even though my professor did that. But you're not going to walk in the club and be like, damn, is that my makeup artist? Like, is that my nurse? You're fully aware. But yeah, that's just a leap closing. Like, it's not glorified, but at the same time, the same way everybody else has to promote themselves and what they do, that's what I do. So I hope that brings a little bit more closure and understanding to the situation. A lot of funny shit with dancing, like, and that's what I have to show y'all right quick. So it's not all deodorant is not just for your arms, okay?
We be like this in the back. When the money be there, we be like this. We be like trying to freshen that area up real fast, like, and run back. Fall on the floor like this, right? This is the annual stripper sweep. Like, when you making sure a bitch in the next section don't get your money, this is what we do. We'll extend that leg, bring it back over here. It's so